Hi, I'm back. It's been a while. No, it's been a day. I don't know why I'm feeling called to make these. I don't know what is possessing me, but I swear this book is like insanely changing my life, and I started it going in. I've had this book for almost a year now, and I started it 4 weeks ago, and I had no intentions going in. I was just like, I feel like starting this. And it really found me at such a great time. Um, I don't know what it's doing to me. I feel like I'm going through an insane transformation where I'm like stripping down insane parts of myself that have always been there. And I'm moving them away to find what's truly there at the core and what um, has always wanted to shine but got pushed down somewhere along the way. And that really is my child self. Like, all things are coming back to my child self. And I feel like I'm rediscovering things and remembering things about my childhood through this process. And also how I talk to myself, and um, how that affects that dynamic, like with my child self. She's right there. She was a diva. Um, she was though. Like, she was actually a diva. But anyways, this week, there was a task to describe yourself at 80 and write a letter to yourself from your 80-year-old self, and then do the same thing from your 8-year-old self. But when I was writing the 80-year-old self one, I didn't see the 8-year-old self one, and I was kind of from my 80-year-old self, I was talking about my childhood self, and I was like, do things that made you happy at 8, like when you were, I didn't say 8 years old, but wait, I just realized 8 is my lucky number. Anyways, I said do things that made you happy as a kid, like more singing and dancing, and just look back at how you were then and take inspiration from who you were then instead of inspiration from other people. Because inspiration is great, but it's kind of a creativity killer and like self-concept killer and everything else. And I've noticed that recently, and I try to stay off of social media or yeah, anything that could affect how I think about myself, about the world, about my creativity. Also, surrounding myself with good people that don't negatively impact those things as well. It's so important, and sometimes you just don't realize. And I think through this process, I'm realizing that actually I've spent a lot of time trying to be anyone but me. And like, it sounds so cliche, but it's true. Like, I feel like I've spent a lot of time trying to be myself, but at the same time adjust it to what other people can easily digest, or like what they'll think is good or what they'll like. And that also, like what I was speaking about in my last video about perfectionism, like it makes so much sense as to why I feel like things need to be perfect, because I'm trying to mold myself into this version that pleases everybody, or that people look at and they're like, yeah, amazing. um and like, I mean, obviously I've been shedding those layers over the years. Like, who I was in high school was so different than who I am now, because I was trying to conform to everyone around me and to what I thought I needed to be. And then when I got out of that environment, I was able to express myself more. And along the way, I kept finding that and figuring myself out. But there's still such a deep part of me that needed the validation from society and from people. And I think this is why this found me at such a perfect time, because yes, I am learning more about my creativity, and like how I want to use it and how I want to express it, but I'm also learning about myself, and I'm facing shadow parts of myself and parts that are just hard to look at, I guess. And a lot of it is also like fear coming up, and anxieties, and realizing that those feelings have been there for so long, but I didn't know how to handle them. Even though like I've had the tools, I couldn't actually see it as like, this is something that's a part of me. I can't shame it out of me. Like I have to sit with it and be there with it instead, and give it compassion and love as I would for a friend or like someone that's not me, which is insane. But I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm starting to tie a lot of things back to my child self, and I think that's why I'm able to reconnect to it a little more, and therefore reconnect to my true self and what I actually want to do with my life, or what I want to think like or act like or be like. And yeah, I'm just, I don't know. I really, it's just interesting to like look back on who you were as a kid, and notice what you liked to do and what came naturally. And writing a letter from my 8-year-old self to me now was a really interesting experience. It's like both of like those versions of myself, my 80-year-old self and my 8-year-old self, like they just don't give a, am I allowed to swear in here? I don't know anymore, but they don't give a, you know. And they just do what they want to do, and they don't care. And I'm like, what makes me see my 8-year-old self and my 8-year-old self that way, but not me? Like, why was my younger self like that? Like, she just did what she wanted to do, and she liked what she liked, and whatever. And I can see my future self being that way too, but why have I lost myself in the middle? Like, why do I think I'm not that way either right now? Which is really interesting. I recommend doing that, like writing a letter from your future self and then your past self, and your child self more specifically. But I just feel like she knew what she wanted, and she's like, girl, you're cool, but this is what you need to do. Like, why aren't you doing this more? Because you loved this then. And yeah, I don't know. It's interesting because even if you have support around you as you grow up, like from your family, I guess the idea that you can't be whoever you want or do whatever you want kind of gets squashed by being out in the world, and especially with social media, seeing so many people and so many things, and like the possibilities can be so overwhelming, and that just kind of stops you and you don't know what to do anymore. But with this, I'm starting to see things with that perspective from my child self, and just do whatever comes to mind, an idea, like just do it right away. Like these videos, I'm like, okay, I'm having I'm feeling like I want to talk, and I don't know. I'm like, I should share it, but also like these are my inner thoughts, and obviously I think a lot. But I journal a lot, and I do this sometimes with myself. Like I just talk to myself and never share it. But I'm like, what if I did share it? Like, what would happen? And it's like, it doesn't matter if no one watches it, because I'm gonna do it anyways. I'm gonna talk anyways, or have these thoughts anyways. So I'm just gonna do it and see what happens, and see where that leads me. But already the fact that I'm not watching this over and posting it, and not, I don't know, trying not to care about what I'm sharing, it really just teaches me that things are not that serious, and things don't have to be perfect before I share them, or they don't have to look a certain way. I don't have to look a certain way. Like, I'm literally in a hoodie. Like, I almost started the video like this because I was like, that's what I want to do. But I would always stop myself from doing things like this or posting because I was like, oh, I don't look good today. But I'm like, who cares? Like, who cares what I look like? I could look beautiful to someone or really ugly to someone in this video, and or like every day, I don't know. It's all perspective and it doesn't matter. And so whatever I'm thinking myself doesn't matter because there will always be someone thinking something different than what I'm thinking, whether that's good or bad. So might as well just do it. Just do it. I think these videos are me losing my mind a little bit, but in a good way. Like, honestly, I feel like I am starting to just become a little, like, I don't know what that is, but I'm just sharing actually who I am and what I want to do. And I've always loved making videos as a kid. I had a YouTube channel, and actually this channel, the name comes from my old YouTube channel, like what it was called. I played with that because I was like, I don't know. But yeah, I've always loved doing this, and I wanted to be famous when I was younger. And then I grew up and I was like, actually that's kind of scary. But I think once you realize that you really can't please everybody, you're just like, I'm just gonna do whatever I want. And I'm gonna keep saying that message. I feel like, because I've said that in my last video too, but I feel like maybe that's just a message I need to spread. I don't know. Also, I'm feeling called to pick an oracle card, so let's see what comes out of it. I'm gonna pick this one. Ask and it is given. These are just like small oracle cards. The art is so beautiful. It inspires me a lot. I love surrounding myself with things that inspire me. My walls are blank right now, but I don't know. I like curating stuff that's me. Like, when you start using your intuition more and you develop your own style, like let's say you go thrifting and stuff and you see things you like, you just start picking whatever feels like you, and then you start to have your own little style, and it's so fun. And you start to know, like, oh, that's me, but you're not putting yourself in this box of like, this is my style and that's it. It's more of like, this feels, I'm called to this thing, this object, this experience. And yeah, I guess that's just using your intuition to get through life. I don't know. These videos are kind of fun. I'm kind of having fun. I'm like, wait, this is a good exercise. Anyways, I'm gonna shuffle the cards and see what I get. I like picking these sometimes, but I feel like it could be good for all of us to get a little message. So I'm gonna shuffle them and hope something comes out. Ooh, one card, please. Oh, this one. Oh, no, that's two. One. Okay. Love how this is not working. Ooh. Okay, I just picked a random one because I felt this one was right. Whatever I can imagine, the universe can deliver. Hold on. Very cute. And it's holding a little star. But honestly, this kind of goes with the theme. Like, I mean, it's just like manifesting, but whatever. If you have the ability to imagine it or even to think about it, this universe has the ability and the resource to deliver it fully unto you. For it is like a well-stocked kitchen with every ingredient imaginable at your disposal. I actually have a lot to talk about about manifestation, because that's a topic I researched heavily when I was like 16, 17 years old, and I have a lot to say about it. My knees hurt from sitting like that, but I feel like, I don't know, I have a lot to say and I want to share it, but maybe that'll come another time. But I like this. I feel like it's much more complex than that. But I like it because I read somewhere once that if you have a desire, it's because it's meant for you and you will somehow get there. And I don't know, I feel like if you believe it, that'll happen. I feel like if you just believe things will happen, they will, like, strongly. And it doesn't just mean like it'll pop up, but I don't know, it'll find its way to you, even if that's through really fucking hard work. I swore. Oops, sorry. But even if that's through really hard work, like doing this and going through extreme shadow work at the same time. But I think these things are just meant to happen to get you to where you want to be. So anyways, that's my little journal entry for today. It was all over the place, but I kind of like that. I wonder if I'll keep these up or continue them or not, but it is kind of scary, but it's also like freeing in a way, because it's like I'm holding my fear by the hand and being like, it's okay, girl, it doesn't matter. It's okay. Oh my god, I completely forgot to talk about that. That was literally what I wanted to talk about mostly, but maybe it'll come back another day. But basically just that, like, oh no, I did talk about it. Whatever. It'll resurface, I think. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. Bye bye.